Here, Marie, I'm going to compare your swing here to Beatrice Recari on the LPGA Tour. And I thought now that you've seen it face on, this is a down the line. So I'll show you your swing, and then we'll look at her swing 3 times here. Marie, here I'll start the swing at the same time with both, and see if you can just take a look at the comparisons here as I move them back at the same time, and then we'll talk about them in slow motion in just a minute. But here what I want you to notice is how high she is with her swing and how flat your swing is, which means that you're swinging the club around your body on a flat plane where she's not. And I also want you to look at your shoulders at impact when you hit the ball. So we're going to look at that in just a second here. Okay, like I said, Marie, your takeaway is good. If you look at the takeaway, look at Recari and look at you, these takeaways are pretty similar. In fact, those are really close. Look at your hands, look at the club, everything is square. Everything looks good here. So this is very good in the takeaway. So you're fine to here, but this is where you start to get into trouble. When you start to turn, now watch how you keep your hands real low and you never get them up high enough above your shoulder. This is what you call a flat swing. In fact, if you look at these comparisons here, look at your elbow. See how your elbow is touching that green line? Now look at Recari's elbow, how high it is. Because she's getting upright. See how that is getting upright, and look at yours, how flat it is. Look at your elbow. Your elbow is touching that green line. That means you're swinging around your body instead of swinging more upright. This is going to cause you to lose power, and it's going to cause all kinds of problems in your golf swing. When you get to here, you can see that the face is starting to point in the wrong direction. Now look at that. See how flat you are? And look at her, how her hands are up higher. If you look at that arm, you can see the arm, and I'm going to draw a triangle here, and you're going to see what it's supposed to look like. This is the way it should look at the top. You should have a nice triangle there. With that arm, you see how high that arm is? Now look at yours. Your triangle is completely different here, and that's because you brought the club around your body. So we call that a flat golf swing instead of a more upright golf swing. That elbow should be, we should be able to lift that elbow up. You need to get that arm up higher so that you can get the club away from your body and get those hands up high. And that's what we saw in the other video. Your hands were too low when you look at it from face on. So right here is where you get into trouble. Now if you take a look again, we're going to move a couple more frames and you're going to watch her just drop the club. Everything's dropping. But you have nowhere to drop because you're already so flat. You have no power to store up. You can't drop your arms, and if you look at your shoulder here, I'm going to show you the bend in the shoulder. That's not that bad here, but you start to spin out. Everything you're starting to hit right now. So right now you're really trying to hit the ball. Where if you look at Beatrice Recari on the other side, she's not. She's got that wrist cock. She's holding on to it. She's storing up a lot of power. And right here, if you look at her shoulders, you can and the club, you can see that your face is open and your shoulders are turning and you're spinning out. You're coming over the top. So you're swinging out to 1 or 2 o'clock if this was the face of a clock. And now look at your shoulders here. You can see that, you know, this club is going way to the right, and this is and there's no power here. So take a look at the shoulders here. Your shoulders are pointing way, way right at the target, where her shoulder is pointing down the target line, and she's staying behind the ball. Her head is down and she's staying behind the ball. And I also want you to look not only at the shoulder but your arm. Look at that arm, and we talked about that in the other video. This arm should be next to your body because of all that power stored up, and you should be swinging the club head out towards that sand trap out there. The club should be going way down the target line as long as you can keep the club going down the target line. But here you're going to the inside real fast because you're coming over the top and you're swinging out to the right instead of swinging out towards that sand trap. So I'm going to move it a couple more frames here, and you'll be able to see that that club's going to disappear real fast. The other thing is you didn't roll the wrist. So look, the face is wide open where hers is not wide open. Hers is shut. So if you take a look at that, you can see it. But I wanted to show you how she's rolled the wrist. And now look at her shoulders. See how that left shoulder is down and the right shoulder is up? Your shoulder is not down. That left shoulder is not down and right shoulder up. And there you can see how the club disappears and goes right inside and to the right. See, it should be going down the target line. You want to keep that club coming from the inside on the downswing, swinging out towards the target. And then look how high she finishes. And she's got that triangle up there again. So she's finishing with a high finish, and we talked about that before in the other video. And you look at your hand, look at your finish. Your hands are real low because you stopped the swing instead of continuing this golf swing and swinging way out towards the target, letting the hands and the club go out towards the sand trap towards 11 or 12 o'clock. If this was a clock, you swung way to the inside. As soon as you got to the ball, the club went to the inside. So I wanted to show you the club too. Look at your club and her club. Her club was square and yours is wide open. So you definitely sliced this ball, and we're trying to get you to finish so that you finish with power, and you just kind of ended the swing way too early. So I don't know if this helps you or not, but I'm trying to show you that triangle here on her, and then we'll look at your triangle, and you can see that these triangles don't look anything alike. So there's your triangle, and look at her triangle. So you can see the finish because you're not swinging out towards the target. So I'm hoping this is going to help.